We have long wanted to make it to Japan. Many years ago, a story was making rounds. It was a story about the son of a fisherman named Bishido from the Japanese city of Hiroshima. Later, the story was also told by other people, those who had not known him, those who did not know each other. However, they had something in common. They were united by the fact that they wanted to end their life. Finally, it happened. This desire was unexpected for them. First, many of them saw a certain entity in the image of a whale hunter, standing alone on the shore. Weather-beaten face, distorted either from laughter or from fear. The vengeful spirit of the grey whale killed by him, and his team took possession of the soul of the fisherman. It tortured and made life unbearable, forcing him to end it. His last days he spent in the infamous forest. Can you hear this strange song too? This is what we've been told. The song is played right here in this spot, and not a single radio station is broadcasting it, or they do not tell us. I can tell you this is very odd and unsettling. There most certainly is a connection between this song and this weird forest. We're gonna find it. We will bring these jokers out into the open. Finally, we made it there. The onlookers heard a sound that whales often make when they rise to the surface of the water. A so-called blow of the whale, the cry of the whale. Later, they found Himoto's body hanging from the tree. His face was distorted with fear. A few years later, the cry of the whale was heard in the forest again. And once again, there was a victim. It was the nephew of one of the members of Himoto's whale chaser crew. There were more and more sufferers, and they all were connected to someone from the whaler team one way or the other. Children, distant relatives, acquaintances. We simply listened to these stories, believing or not, but the seeds of doubt were coming up in our young minds. Back then we did not think that they would become experts in what is commonly considered the other world. That we will study things that are outside of human understanding. Today people know us. We are sought after by those who think they are pursued by evil spirits, and we help them through science. We are asked to help by those who believe that an evil eye has been put upon them by their evil relatives. Some are stalked by the dead. Some are controlled by reptilioids. The partner took a look at a lying tourist. Most likely, they were just sleeping. Finally, a day came when we received a call from the grandson of Himoto himself. This is Japan. They have their traditions. There's a lot for us to understand in the Japanese culture. We decided that we would not interfere. We were here for Himoto and the spirit of the gray whale. Finally, a day came when we received a call from the grandson of Himoto himself. An amazingly rare case. He had made that decision. He wanted to end his life in the forest. He allowed us to be near. We would register wave oscillations, measure the energy of astral flows, and most importantly, we would hear the cry of the whale. Or we'll hear nothing but the rails and the agony of the man. And science will triumph. We'll prove, as we always have, that his story is but a tale. We will debunk another myth. We will bring the mind of modern man into the reality of science. We will get the intoxicated, weak consciousness out of the cult of myths and idealization of ignorance. One has to remark that it is in this expedition that our skepticism and faith in science were subjected to a serious test. Here we would face the inexplicable. We would have to appeal to colleagues in science, but they would not believe us. With many we would have to break the relations. We would be accused of fraud or embezzlement of funds allocated for the project. In the forest on the south side of Fuji, we found one more drunk tourist. French or German. We decided not to touch him. He could have been aggressive. While we were walking, we got a clear sense of someone's presence. It seemed like someone was watching us, and what happened next only strengthened the faith in our special instinct. Once again, we heard that familiar melody. We went toward the source of the sound, but it was as if someone was mocking us. At times the song came from the left, at times at the right, and we were essentially following our intuition. We were feeling air oscillations and electric tingling in our toes. Alright, one riddle less. Or not? A song that is heard in every corner of the forest. A phone that can send sound codes into the speakers of cars driving by. For dozens of miles, please note. No, I do not think that all the answers have been found. Somewhere here there must be a powerful hub of astral energy. The time has come to bring in science. We pull out our equipment. We make all the needed measurements. It's funny that my partner is somewhat scared of the weird telephone. I was a little unsettled as well, and it seemed that we had seen it all. Or perhaps this is the fear of the unknown, or the excitement of an imminent new scientific discovery. It is important not to stray too far from the source of oscillations. It could be underground, or in the air. It may be even a simple rope. Not only many years of experience, rational mind, the knowledge received over a year of study. but also intuition are what will help us build the correct graph. Yes, I remember these eyes. These are the eyes of a person who has just made a major scientific breakthrough. We all witnessed a true miracle. This could not have been a mistake. The formula is perfect. We were too emotional back then. I admit I even thought of the Nobel Prize. But life makes adjustments. The envious will not miss the chance to steal. And if that is not possible, to destroy the discovery. Or destroy you. To remind you, we were to meet Himoto's grandson. Himoto, the infamous suicidal whale hunter. Like his grandfather, he wanted to end his life in this forest. While we were waiting for him, it was time to do the necessary tests. We measured the influence of the classical magnetic field on the astral radiation. The instrument is acting unpredictably. Such an energy range we did not even see on Mount Everest. This anomaly could only be explained by a border of bipolar waves. They create a separate giant superwave. Right now, it was clearly visible in the behavior of metal rods in my hands. I note how they are influenced by the astral energy. Yes, it was not our imagination. Someone was walking toward us, hiding in the bushes. Perhaps another tourist.
It's incredible.
There he is, incognito masked. He who had we been waiting for came. He who was tortured by the spirit of the grey whale. When he dies, we will hear this strange cry. We will record the sound produced by the ancient evil creature when sucking the soul out, when feasting on the energy of its poor victims. The hand that Himoto shook was perhaps the last touch of another person in his life. Himoto's sacrifice will not be in vain. He is killing himself for science. We are trying to tell him about the future that awaits humankind if the myth turns out to be true. However, the gestures of the Japanese man reveal that he is nervous, unsure. The dialogue between us shocks us with its frankness. Himoto says that he started looking at the stars differently. Now he hears the rustle of leaves, the lapping of waves differently. Something about the blossoms of the sakura. He is hinting that he has changed his mind about ending his life. This desire to live came unexpectedly, and just as unexpectedly, it will go away. It was silly to cling to life now. He just needs to remember the negative reasons that have brought him to this decision. And once again, get himself in the mood. The chips have fallen. We explain what he must do. The man is hesitant. I briefly relayed the theory of our experiment, while my partner told him about our problems. Kimoto explained that the money found on him would be given to his grandma. That is what he will write in a note. We offered to give it to her personally. He refused. This is of course very little if you count the cost of flying from Vegas to Tokyo. But if you count everything, count lost baggage, food, drinks, not to mention the casino we were lured into. After certain adjustment of the number, the finances are settled. Now we are to witness a tragedy. How fragile life is. It is tough, painful to realize that nothing can be fixed. Kimoto is someone we never really got to know, a name that may come up in fine print on a page of a school book, and even that is on condition that we get the Nobel Prize. It is hard to believe, but Himoto changed his mind once again. There is nothing left but to remind him of the greater purpose of science that we sacrifice ourselves to. That was the Suicide Forest. Mysterious, dangerous, but wondrous and full of secrets. We as always have won. Science has won. Goodbye, Japan. We're leaving you with a sense of completion. The cry of the whale has not been recorded. The legend of the gray whale was just that, a legend. The song we heard was nothing more than someone's practical joke. Anomalous astral oscillations will be explained at some point. This is not the end of it, but it will be something simple. Simply, in a couple of years, someone will dig out a container disposed of by some military plant. Yes, things will be simple. In any case, the page with the Suicide Forest has been turned. And for us simple science laborers, there are more discoveries in store.